All right, well, this might be scary as well. It's Money Monday, and it's time to check in on Wall Street. And once again, we have a down start to the day. Let's take a look at how the markets are moving this morning. Dow futures have been down about 500, and there you go, down 452 just 5 minutes into the trading day. So that's how we are kicking off this first trading day of the week after the markets were closed Friday for Good Friday. Where do we go from here? That's the big question. What do we expect from the markets? Belite Capital finance expert Gerson Gibbs joins us this morning with hopefully some okay news, Gerson. I hate to say good news, but, you know, it's every week I think we're like, maybe we'll get off to a good start. Doesn't seem to be the case once again today.
Hey, Steve, thanks for having me. Well, definitely not a good start. Of course, there's some news regarding the Pope. Unfortunately, that's going to have a tremendous impact on the market. In addition, we're still in the middle of negotiations with Donald Trump's tariffs in China. Although most of the world has been put on pause, China and the U.S. are still going back and forth, and we're trying to see how this is going to all unfold. So definitely a little bit of a downturn in the market.
So for people who don't understand what it is that moves the market, how can an event like the passing of the Pope in international news, how can that impact the market?
Well, it's just a direct impact on people's emotions. The media definitely has a direct impact. Any companies that are religious-based companies are definitely going to take a hit. With regard to tariffs, of course, it's going to impact every company because we have trade, and that's how our economy runs, via trade. So that trade is definitely, these trade wars are definitely going to have an impact. Any news about the Pope is definitely going to have an impact. And just from an emotional standpoint, and investors, you know, they have emotions as well, and that can have a direct impact on how much people are investing in the downturn in the market.
The tariffs are huge right now when it comes to market activity, and we've been seeing this play out for a couple of weeks now with the back and forth. The instability seems to really be what's causing the greatest fluctuations in the market activity. Because, you know, Gerson, we've been dealing with these tariffs now for weeks. Have we gotten to the point where we're any more stable with it, or are we still in such a great period of instability?
Well, we're in a period of instability, but instability isn't always a negative thing, right? If the market stays the same, how do people make money? People make money whether the market goes up or goes down. So volatility can definitely be a positive. As far as how things are actually going to unfold, we are in a place of instability, and that sometimes happens when there's business matters and these type of negotiations going on. Again, Trump paused majority of the world so he can enter these negotiations. And I think his approach with China just shows how much of a stern businessman he can be with just holding off until some deal is made and a right deal for the United States.
Last thing I want to ask you, Gerson, just based on your history as well, and I know that you've done some regulation work in the past. You know, we heard from the president essentially putting pressure on the head of the Fed to make some changes now, and then you have other people that are saying, listen, you shouldn't do that because that could lead to even more issues on Wall Street. Do you have a voice in this opinion?
I do have a voice. Sometimes I may disagree or agree with what the president is doing. However, it's his approach. He has a clear understanding of what direction he wants the country to go in, and he's going to have some approaches that people don't necessarily agree with. In my mind, I agree with anything that the administration intends on doing, and if they believe that this is a good approach towards the feds, let's see it out. He's only been in office for a small amount of time, and he's trying different things to get the country in order or to a place where he believes it should be in. So I do have an opinion, and my opinion is let's see what the administration does. It's still very early to determine whether his approaches work or not, but it is an approach, and we'll see if it ends up beneficial to the American people.
Gerson, we appreciate it. Gerson Gibbs from Belite Capital Finance, and there's their website if you'd like to find out more information. Thank you so very much. Makia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.